Okay, hey guys, how's it going? It's Miyoko from Japan. Welcome back to my channel. So I'm live from Fukuoka Prefecture, Japan. How are you guys doing? I can't believe that it's already been a week since the last time. Like this week, just time just uh flew, flew. I'm forgetting English, but anyway, hey, hello. How are you? Hello, Yoko-san. Hello. Hello, all. Hello. Before I get started, I published a new English video on this channel. It's about conservative. It's the third video of conservative one-on-one series, and I talked about the religious view in Japan. And so it's only 6 minutes long, so please check that out if you haven't. And I started to do live streams on my gaming channel. I have a gaming channel. It's Random Yoko Vlog. The channel used to be a vlog channel, so it's Random Yoko Vlog. But I started to darkly live stream from my iPad, so it's not gonna show my face. I wish I had a strong computer. Like the with a like a strong power, but I don't. So yeah, my iMac is dead. From 10 years ago. It's dead right here. So yeah, so just using iPad, but I live stream. So come say hi. Okay, I can speak both in Japanese and English there. So time flies, it flew by. Yes, thank you for your English lesson. こんばんは、ようこさん、ひろとさん、こんばんは。Aloha from Hawaii, Yoko-chan. Cool. I want to go to Hawaii one day. Have you seen this stand-up comedian? What's his name? Or Joe Coy. Joe Coy, the Filipino guy. He was raised by this single mom of Filipino, and he always talks about his mom and so on. But when he was in Hawaii, I think there's a Netflix show of that stage in particular. But yeah, his show about Hawaii is just so funny. You have to watch that if you haven't. It's like he was talking about how all that's like how many vowels vowel like iul kind of sound like yeah, everything's ah ha 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 or something like that. The street name is ah ha 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 he ha 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 he ha. He was making fun of that. It was funny, but anyway, always very elegant. Oh yes, I try. I, when I don't come online or when I don't shoot videos or when I go out, I do get, I wear proper stuff. But when I'm home, I'm always in a jersey, like a high school jersey. You don't want to see me like that. But anyway, hi, hello, hello. The memorial sanctuary observance is an interesting fact. Some in America are becoming the same way. Memorial sanctuary. Wait, what was I talking about? I forget. Hello, hello. 筑紫野市ハリセンから見ています。どうも、こんにちは。いつもありがとうございます。I will be going to Japan next month. Oh, cool. Where? Where in Japan? Joko. Joseph. It's Joseph instead of Joseph. Ohio, Ohio. What do you think is the percentage of Christians in Japan? I have no idea. I could look up. 割合。This survey is from 2019. It says it's the 0.8% of the whole Japanese population. That's interesting. Wikipedia says 31% Buddhism, 3% Shinto, 1% Christian. So pretty much, less than, like around 1% or less than 1%, I guess. Yeah. Yep. Oh, you know very well. I'm surprised someone knows that. Yeah. You like the Hanshin? Cool, cool, cool. It's reported that there are 1.5% Christians in Japan. Yeah, somewhere around that. Western mythologists like Beowulf, the Odyssey, and Lord of the Rings popular in Japan. Lord of the Rings, very popular. My husband loves that. And I don't know about the rest. I think boys know that, or men, males in particular. I'm into like guy stuff, but when it comes to that sort of things, I'm not very familiar. Will Trump announce before or after the midterms? I think it's after the midterms. Yeah, let's talk about Trump. So, of course, there's a rumor. I mean, Trump kind of said that very, very, very probably, he will do it again, he said, and that he said that, you guys should get ready, right? And that became a news here, like it went on the news here as well. And what was interesting was that this video I saw in particular on YouTube, it was from our mainstream media, but it included the footage of the Republican supporters saying that Trump shouldn't run, and their reason was pretty indecent, because they said that if Trump does run, then that would give the reason for Democrats to vote against Republicans, So like it's like I think that Biden and those who are in power of the Democratic Party, they actually probably want Trump to run so that it's easier to get united, create this united front to fight against the Republican side. So yeah, there's that aspect, but at the same time we do want a strong leader from America. But I think that Trump said that, he always does that. Donald Trump, he always says stuff, a little bit just so that you get excited. Trump supporters get excited, and those who are against him, the mainstream media and Democrats and so forth, they start talking about Trump. So what Democratic Party wants to say, what they want to say doesn't get reported. It's all Trump, 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 and that they are against Trump, and that's all you hear. And I think that Trump knows it very well and use it wisely. And this timing, right before, it's less than a week before the midterms, right? So it's very like political. I found it very political that he made that comment. And I'd rather want to know, what you thought of that commentary by Trump. I believe that was at the rally. And also, like, do you think he will run? And that sort of thing. Like, what do you think about Trump right now? I'm rather interested in what you guys think, because coming from Japan, my standpoint is always the same. Like we want a strong leader from America. Like we want I'm like, make America strong again. So that's what I think. But super chat, thank you. Hello, Yoko. Hope things are well with the both of you. I'll be doing my research Monday on whom I'm voting for, being a registered independent. Oh, you are independent. That's very interesting. Yeah, you're doing your research. Cool, 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 cool. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder how independent people will vote. But I guess that this time it works in favor for Republican Party, because the economy is really bad. Right? And Biden keeps lying about what's happening. I wish, I don't really wish, but I think the politicians should be just honest with the problems that they have and be open about it. Like, if you cover that up, then people are not stupid and they can see it right through it. that they're lying, so that then your trust goes down. So that's interesting that they don't even think about the psychological aspect. But yeah, but thank you for your super chat. This is what I do, so I really appreciate your support always. Maybe later mention your COD live. Thank you for coming to my live stream, like on my gaming live stream too. Thank you. Yeah, like my gaming channel, um I do have subscribers, but it used to be a vlog channel, as I said. And I do like I've posted like gaming videos, but it's meant for Japanese people, and the channel is all like mixed up, and only a few people come watch me live on the channel. So if you come, you and I can keep talking, there. So come say hi when I do. And make sure that you're subscribed to Random Yoko Vlog, the gaming channel, so that and receive notifications. Okay, let's see. Your video mentioned Japanese leftists would not go to a memorial sanctuary. Oh yeah. They wouldn't. There was this one time. So in Japan, there are lots of feminists, from the liberal or socialist communist side. And I think there were like 3 women that got undressed in Yasukuni Shrine. Like there were, I don't know much about it, but I've seen some controversy about it. It's a long time ago, but yeah. So that in order to protest, some go, but they never go for a positive reason. And there was even a bombing attempt in the restroom there too. So it's like a terrorism. So the stuff like that does happen, but yeah, liberals don't usually, or leftists in general, they don't go there. Yeah, it's crazy though. Like, yeah, I don't. That's the biggest difference, I think. The leftists here and overseas, because the leftists here, they are working for North Korea and China, and some are intentional, others are just stupid. So yeah. I'm voting tomorrow. Cool. Yeah, have you guys voted? I saw Gordon Chang. You know Gordon Chang? Like he's an expert on issues revolving China, and I saw that Chance, like Gordon Chang, like he and his wife voted early. So yeah, that's good that people are voting. And I was watching Fox News today, and they said that you shouldn't take anything for granted. Like they were saying that, like, you have to vote. You have to make sure to vote, because this is it's not like I was seeing the numbers too. It's like 46% versus 48% or something like that. It's very competitive. So yeah. I'm happy that Japan is based in Tolkien. What is that? Yeah. You know what I think about America? I think that America needs to, just like Trump says, you need to secure the borders and make sure that American people are hired. And, of course, the energy is important, because that's the heart of your, everyday life and your country in general. And like the circulation of your society has to work by your own to begin with, right? In this time, in this crazy time. So then when you are finally, like, if you can produce things for yourself by your own in your country, then you can finally help others, right? And I wish that each country would have this type of thinking. but America is always a leader. So I'm really hoping that the Republican candidates will win and that they will change this whatever is happening in the world today. Japanese people, we it's interesting that I was watching some. I'm into psychology, like nothing serious, but like casual everyday life psychology. But I came across this video introducing the old analysis of people in the world. How people are different in each country. So, like, let's say there's a well-known saying that if a ship is sinking down and if people have to be saved, or I don't know the situation like in details, but yeah, let's say that the ship is going down, and if you tell Americans if you dive into the sea you will be a hero, and then Americans will dive in, and if you tell Germans like, oh, it's the rule that you have to dive in, then the Germans will dive in. And if it's maybe for the UK, I don't remember, but maybe it was like being a gentleman or whatever. But for Japanese people, if you tell Japanese people, oh, others are diving in, we will dive in. So like we adjust ourselves to the others. Like we are so much like collectivism, So if America, leads us, like I wish my country was a leader too, but it's not realistic. So if I may be realistic, then if America becomes this healthy nation state, then Japan will be like, oh, let's do that too, because America is doing, everybody else is doing. So that's what we do. So yeah, I hope that that will be the case. Yeah, I'm expecting Trump to return to office in 2023, a year early. How's that possible? Some kind of election? You mean this time? What? Sorry, I'm not too familiar with how things work in America. What do you think of the current Prime Minister Kishida compared to former Prime Minister Suga? Kishida is just a typical LDP politician and like an occupational prime minister, I would say. He's just doing it as a job, if you know what I mean. Like a kind of like a bureaucrat, like I don't think he's from bureaucracy, but just a job. Like is a he's a worker. That's the impression that I have. And our governing party, LDP, is such a huge party that it's very hard just to unite the party, and to decide the policy. So yeah, but Suga had unique ideas, and he was also loyal to former Prime Minister Abe. And yeah, Suga was really good at what he does, but yeah, but then the COVID-19 patients, the number skyrocketed during his time, so he had to quit. But afterwards, during Kishida, like right now, the number went up also. But people were used to it by the time that he was in power. So yeah, he didn't have to quit. So I was like, bring Suga back. And former Prime Minister Suga, he read this amazing letter to former Prime Minister Abe at the state funeral, and everyone was touched. So there were some voices that we want Suga back as our prime minister. Yeah, I think there's always gonna be that voice too. Yeah, I feel like there's some more to add to that, but I'll say when I remember. Did you see the article that said we have to make peace and forgive with what happened during the Wuhan virus outbreak? No, I haven't. Why? Make peace, forgive. Who's saying that? Like I can't see the tone, like where it's coming from and where it's going. the first Japanese prime minister that I started following was Junichiro Koizumi. Unfortunately, he's pro Beijing LDP member. Yeah, typical LDP. But Junichiro Koizumi was, in a way, he was pretty charismatic. You know, he's pretty blunt and kind of like Trump, but in different ways. But the words, you know, his language was very unique, and it was appealing to people. And it was like, oh, maybe he will do something good for our country, you know, that sort of, like, it was very dramatic. So that was his thing, but he did do some good things, and the best thing that he did was to take back our abductees from North Korea. 5 of our people came back during his time. Of course, America actually helped us too. Like when we were negotiating in North Korea, like in Pyongyang, I believe, like from what I heard, you know, the American Navy was around to threat. So yeah, it was a cooperation. You know, how does the majority of Japan view Trump? The majority, a lot of definitions to give. So firstly, people are not, the majority of people here in Japan are not interested in politics to begin with. Like it's very different from other countries. People don't think about politics. We think a little bit about economy, but not really about politics. But anyway, but there are, you know, people that are interested in politics like me and my people. But among conservative people, we really love Trump. We love Trump. So we do want him back. Like there was this news, right, about him, like he might run for 2024. And I saw some reactions on Twitter, like, you know, the reaction, like replies to a tweet announcing the news. And some people were like, oh yeah, I was waiting for this, like, oh finally. And that sort of like positive reactions were some of the early reactions that I saw. But at the same time, you know, we have liberals and socialists and communists, and they are, of course, against Trump. You know how even in Europe there were anti-Trump march or rallies, right? And so that sort of things was held by our people here, like liberals mostly, I guess, and or Communist Party too. Yeah, like all this LGBTQ stuff and so on, like they use those themes to attack Trump. So yeah, it's a worldwide thing. So it's interesting that it's it should be a, you know, an election about of America, but the whole world is involved somehow. I guess because America is the biggest country, and you know, like it or not, your country is a leader of the world. So that's that's what happens. Yeah. President Trump is going to run for president again. He's just being coy. I think Trump VP choice will be Marjorie Taylor Greene. Huh. I don't think I've ever heard of that name. I should be studying more. Hmm. Interesting. Many where I live love Trump, and I am in a hotbed of Democratic Party idiocy. Where do you live? Where do you guys live to begin with? You should, yeah, I don't know. The media in the US is going after Kanye West and Kyrie Irving pretty hard right now. Huh. Yeah, Kanye West is now called Yeah, right? Is it Yeah? So short. Uh, but anyway. Yeah, American politics is so like different. And I always forget that there are lots of money involved, and like some of the things that I heard on the news was how Democratic Party people are now like putting lots and lots of money to, you know, to win. Like they're desperate to win, so there are lots of money being put into the race, and we don't do that here. So that's very like I don't have that way of thinking, like when I analyze I always forget. So Trump is living rent free in their heads. In fact, he has an entire condominium development in their heads. Rent free in their heads. I see, I see. People do not think clearly. Voting should be a strategic decision of personal self-interest. Yeah, it's interesting how people think differently about voting. Sometimes we have to vote out other candidates that we don't like, but yeah, sometimes we want to vote for somebody we want to elect. And yeah, if politicians didn't lie, then they wouldn't be politicians. Oh, don't say such sad things. But I know what you mean. Politicians typically create the problems they claim to be able to solve. How could they know that? Isn't that funny? Like, the easiest thing to think about is the environmental issues. You know how in developed countries leftists bring up environment, and we think about all the things that we could do, oh maybe, stop doing this and that, and oh maybe develop this technology and blah blah blah. But meanwhile, in India, there the air pollution is just massive. Like it's so massive. I saw on the news. Saw that on the news yesterday too. Like you can't even see the sun. It's so red. Like it shouldn't be that color, but like it's so like it's polluted. The air is polluted. People are affected, and going to clinics or hospitals more and more, and they have like their health conditions is declining due to air pollution, and that is the biggest part, like the big part of the problem of this earth. India and China, really really bad on like on a different scale. So that's something that we should focus on first, so that it will change dramatically, as the first step. And then we can think about small things, right? Like in comparison, the size is just so different, but they do create problems in your country. And that's just crazy to me. Like, man. Speaking of gaming, what was that about communist bat mounting Dragon Quest for being too sexy? Did they say that? Here in Japan, often what becomes a problem is anime and comics, describing females. Yes, I don't know about Dragon Quest, but I often see how like leftists attacking our posters and so on, you know, because we often use the image of young girls with huge boobs and wearing a tight, like it's not tight, it's more like going freely, but it's very like mini skirt. It's very short, the skirt is very short, so you can almost see the butt. And but it's just a drawing, right? But leftists, especially feminist type, they overreact, and so that becomes problems. But their posters or their book cover sometimes have that same kind of image, so we compare sometimes, like why is this okay and that's not okay, like what's the reason, so that happens. Man, crazy world we live in. Just a super chat. Thank you. If you want to know about is it Majorie or Horie? Taylor Green watched Temple interviewing her. Carrie Lake was good too in his show. Carrie Lake is I like her. Arizona personally. Well, I need to ma 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 Julia Taylor Green. Marjorie Taylor Green 下院議員48歳 Is it woman? I see. A blonde woman. Cool. It's like she's almost like 10 years older. American politicians are young, and that's good. Oh, but at the same time, of course, Biden is so old though. Thank you for your super chat and thank you for suggesting that. I'll check her out. Yeah, I was watching our news here in Japan and it featured the story about Jill, Biden's wife. And they were saying, I don't know if it's true, like you guys have to tell me. They were talking about how it depends on what Jill thinks of the coming election for him, presidential election. Like if he goes into the second term, then he will be 82. So that's too old, right? But yeah, but Jill's opinion will be, like it will influence his decision and so forth. And they were talking about it. That's very, I don't know. Like, I wonder if that's true. Let's see. Thank you so much for many questions. Where was I? Should I read every comment? I always I don't know. I'm a Christian, but Japan was saved from turning into a Christian nation like South Korea because of Toyotomi Hideyoshi. Yeah, he basically banned Christian missionaries with force. Yeah, because like of course I don't have problems with Christianity, but back then what the problems that we saw was like human trafficking was happening through those missionaries. Like I don't think everybody did that. Like I don't know, but like Hideyoshi was saying, or the findings from back then, like we often see the information that there were some human trafficking, and that became the reason to ban, I think, like part of it. Like of course there are lots of ideological controversy too, but yeah. Yeah, the crazy part is that like Japanese people don't have problems with Christianity, like we believe everything and that's our religious view. Like that's our ultimate understanding. Like we just believe everything. But of course, like there comes some conflicts and like contradictions, and some true believer can get upset, to believe in other things. But at least here people just want to believe everything. That should be grounds for treason. Why isn't that right doing anything about it? I wonder what that is for. Sorry, I'm so slow. Will Tuesday in person. Oh, okay. Voting. I see. Voting today, will mail Monday. Cool. To those who are voting thoughtfully, thank you for your service. Tsunami, yeah. It's interesting that Americans are using tsunami. Like tsunami is a Japanese word. Just just so you know. Voting on the day of early voting is good data, where to fortify the election, vote hard. Yeah. For me, like here in Japan, our system is good. So more and more people vote early though here in Japan. I think it's because we just like the freedom, like, oh, I'm free today, let's go vote when we can, that's the tendency that we have recently. My niece is a border patrol officer in Texas along the southern border, and hundreds of illegals cross the border every day at night. I worry about her. Whoa, niece. That's dangerous. Man, that's crazy. Like, what I don't get is those like illegal immigrants. Like, why don't they just have the process legally? Is it because they are poor? Because if that's the case, then like I think, I don't know, there should be some other process that they can take, or that's the kind of process that politicians have to make, right? At least like that's something that they should work on, at least, instead of just letting everyone in. And what's crazy is that people from the south, from other countries, they have their mother country, and they're not doing anything about their country, and they just escape. Like, what's happening? Like, I don't know, like, my ancestors fought a lot to like eat, like we were fighting each other, and we were fighting against the threats of other countries, and like we worked so hard to build this country for the better, right? And like we fought and fought, and people dedicated their lives for this country. But thinking like, because I come from here, and I bet that it's the same for the majority of Americans too. Like, and why is that happening? Like, if the politics is bad, then that's something that we have to think about. And it's crazy that Americans, I really feel bad for, conservatives in the US, because securing the border of your country is just, it's common sense, right? Japan is surrounded by the oceans, and we are naturally securing our border. And so, yeah, and that's something that I take it for granted, but it's something like that's very natural to me, that we are surrounded and we are protected. And that's not the case for America, and that's just crazy to think about it. I still don't get it, like, so frustrating. Is voter fraud a thing in Japan? No. It's very, very hard to do a fraud. Like, Japanese people, we are somehow so good at building a system. Yeah. Like, I don't know, like often we call our nation a manual based nation. Like, we have lots of manuals and people follow that very strictly. And I think it has something to do with our religious belief too, that we are always watched by our ancestors, by our God, by the sun. Like, we have this feeling that someone is always watching. So that's one thing. But I think that our standards are good, when it comes to rules. And also, like, voting system in particular, it's something that it is well built, and we have a flow in like voting, like starting with like, the city halls. Of course, they have all the registered information, like we don't register for our parties. Like, the city hall just send us the ticket to vote. So we bring the paper, like it's allotted for each individual here, and accordingly to the information like database in the city hall. So each of us get this ticket, we bring it to the specific area, like a specific place to vote. and when you get there, you have to make sure that the ticket is correct, and like they have a small machine and like they check your identity and everything, and it's all have this flow. And also when you open your votes, it's it's very very difficult to do a fraud too. So, and also depending on the election kind maybe, but we can watch the process too inside of the place. So yeah, so Americans I think could learn from how we do it, because I think my country is probably the only country in the world that does it efficiently, you know. So yeah, that sort of topic is something that I think that Americans should have, like instead of, oh, it was stolen and blah blah blah. Well, how can we stop this? You know, like stop this fraud. So anyway, こんばんは, Yoko-san. こんばんは. I'm moving to Japan soon. Oh my gosh, cool! Congrats. One of the reasons why I'm moving to Japan is because I basically see as a safe haven for conservatives. Yes. What are some good conservative news outlets in Japan? In English, definitely Japan Forward. Japan Forward. It's Sankei Shimbun based. So we conservatives read this. Can you see the blue icon? Yeah, that's Sankei Shimbun. So this is what we read. And it's not completely conservative, but mostly conservative. Like they try their best to be conservative. So yeah, this is what we read. And there are online shows often. Gennon Terebi. If you look for Yoshiko Sakurai, she has a weekly show. And what would be good? Like on TV, there are good discussions, you know, like NHK, the TV station, actually holds good, like a party leader discussions and so on too. So like it's, our mainstream media is of course left biased, so you have to pick and choose, or rather accept that it's liberal, you know. But it's hard to recommend, I guess. Like there are some people watch Toranomon news, where lots of experts speak on, like it's on YouTube, Toranomon, and maybe Channel Kurara. I don't actually watch much of that, like that sort of news outlet. I just read the newspaper and collect information on Twitter and ask my husband too. So yeah, but if you are in Japan, if you want to know, then I guess you could reach out like individually to me, and I'll try my best to help you out. Yeah, yep. But that's exciting that you're moving here. Based concept clear thinking. Tolkien, not sure. The author of The Lord of the Rings. Oh, I see. Japanese dishes G7 reassert themselves as one of the great races. I don't know. Like, in order to, you know, in order for Japan to win, then we have to first go into war against everybody and win, or else we have to deal with all the consequences of the past. So, and I guess that we are fine with that, you know. Yep. Let's see. Lots of comments. Let's go more to the bottom. Can I just skip to the bottom because I'm so slow? How do you think Japan should address the low birth rate and aging declining population? Strong economy. If we fix our economy, then like somehow, then the birth rate will come back. It will go up because it's just how it is that people want children, but they're actually stopping themselves because they can't afford it. We plan ahead way too much. um but yeah, because I guess that Planned Parenthood influences here as well. Like we have to plan first, because I learned that in school. Like when you get married and have babies, you have to plan what you're gonna do. You have to picture how your family will be like, and so on. But anyway, so right now our economy is pretty bad. Especially among developed countries. It's said that it's only Japan that our salary hasn't increased. So like our it's the bad inflation right now for Japan, and that all the prices are going up, but not our salary. So that's why we are becoming poor. And compared to other countries, people are getting richer. Even if the prices go up, if the economy is good, if the cycle is good, and if they are getting paid well enough, then they can survive. But over here, we don't get paid well. So like it's being the same. And on the other hand, all the prices are going higher, and other countries are getting richer. So we're becoming, even though we seem like we live in a great country, our living has is now like very hard. It's poor. We are becoming poor. So because of that, people are not like, we are trying not to make babies, and that's bad. Right? And at the same time, I think that after, like during the war and after the war, the World War II, that generation just had too many babies too. So and at the same time, we have lots of technology to support our system. The So I'm not too worried about it. Like if we lack in population, then we can support with technology and so on. But shrinking the population isn't good. So what the government could do is give money. I know that it sounds like socialism, but it will come back. So like what we often say is that the government could give us like lots of money. Like I can't translate the number, but yeah, a lot, like a annual salary to one baby, for example. But then the baby will grow up in 20 years and start giving tax money. So then they can get it back, right? So it's not as bad as it sounds. So we say all these things, but it's unrealistic. So I don't know if we should be even talking about it. But yeah, yeah, it's all economy. Like people overseas overthink our problems, but it's not really that complicated. It's the economy. By the way, I love your Yoda icon. Me likes the profile picture. I love Yoda. It's so cute. Look at the American patriots and American descendants used to run the US. True American patriots in America. Learn about Andrew Jackson and Henry Ford, Madison Grant. These men tried to keep anti-American foreigners out of the US. It's so hard now for Americans. Like I feel really bad, that for example, Donald Trump, like he's not as extreme as the left says, right? Like that's sort of like his way of talking is pretty common among conservatives here. And I don't know why liberals are overreacting. But when it comes to the American politics, of course, there's political correctness is here in Japan as well, but it's on a different level, I feel, in America, because the racism card is very strong, and that's something that we don't have. But it's just odd, that you can't, like, if you can't even say the stuff that you feel on a daily basis, then that's not the ideal country. I'm an independent, definitely not conservative. It's all smoke and mirrors and effective at stirring the masses. Interesting. Are you sure that's good reason to move to Japan if you're not Japanese? Speaking of which, there are some Russians and Ukrainians moving to Japan right now due to what's happening in Ukraine. So yeah. And it's all about, like, and some people have allergy for foreigners living here, but in my opinion, it's all about the percentage. If it's a small amount of people, like from overseas, then that's okay. Rather, we can this is my political mind, but we could rather use the fact that they are here. For example, let's say Ukrainians and let's say that Ukrainians are here in Japan, even though they can't really speak Japanese. I feel like it's kind of weird that they chose Japan, but let's put that aside. So they are here. So then we can form a united front against all this authoritarianism, right? So it's not all bad when it comes to foreigners living here and so on. And but yeah, the living in Japan can be stressful though. Like, you don't, well, if you're from overseas, then I guess the salary could be better than us. So I'm not too worried about that. But, when you throw away your garbage and so on, you have to make sure that it's precisely, distinguished. And, yeah, like, we have small stuff, like many of that sort of stuff that's annoying here. We're so in details. Everything is in detail. So yeah. American system is pen and paper, no ID, truly awful. That's crazy. Isn't that crazy? It's no identification. In Japan right now, we now have installed this new card, like our identification card. It's called my my number card, and pretty much like social security number, I guess. But so we have this card, and our face is on it, and all like basic information, our name, our birthday, our address, and so on. So like very minimum, but it's um it's now attached to other records, of like health insurance and all the living things that you need. Like, you have all this information aside, right? But it's all like connected now. And there are some people that are against it, and it's usually leftists that are doing bad business, behind the curtain. So yeah, that's something that's interesting for me. Anyway, let's see. I'm so glad that many of you are here. Thank you. Oh, super chat. Thank you. Japanese come as acting up about Dragon's Quest. Companies acting up. Okay, let me look that up. Yeah, someone else talked about it too. So let's see if it's on the news. It's not on Japanese news. Oh man, I can't even somehow look up in English. Oh no, it's a controversial Dragon Quest composer. Koji Sugiyama has blah blah blah. Oh, he died? That's the one. Wait, what? No, I don't get much results. I don't know what is communist. Just communist Japanese. I couldn't read that. You know the you see the communist, like it's not showing very well. Communist, okay. Communist just stand for communist. Yeah. Acting up about Dragon Quest. That's interesting. The company. Okay. Um. Yeah, I don't see any news, but now I see what you mean. Oh, yeah, second person to point that out. Hmm, that's that's ridiculous though. And man, like feminists and all this like human rights activists from the left side that fight against LGBTQ and gender issues in general. I don't know why they get offended, by the stuff that they see. Like if you get offended, then you just have to avoid, right? Like you don't have to take away the freedom of other people, in my opinion. So I don't care what kind of fantasy that people on the left side hold, it's their dream. Go for it. But I have to protect my side of the world that I've created in my head, right? So yeah. It's not like we are gonna take away their dream. Hmm. Speaking of that conflict, how's Japan perception of that? Perception of Trump is an extreme out of media, and the establishment preach that he is, and that's why the perception is great. Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes, 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 yes. Trump should bring more of that 2016 mojo he had for 2024. Like make America great again thing, or when I look at the Japanese population, I figure it won't be a real problem until it is smaller than the height of the Japanese empire. Yes, yes. I read that Kyoto is getting in a big financial troubles, but doesn't want to change. Huh. Interesting. I heard crow. Thoughts on Japanese media potential becoming a propaganda. New Kamen Rider has a George Floyd reenactment on a Sentai. Uh, Japanese media potentially becoming propaganda. Japanese media is a business, and they all they care about is the public opinion and their sponsors. And so in order to please their sponsors, they say all these things, and it can be propaganda sometimes, depending on who actually financially support that news station or newspaper. And usually it works in favor for China because a lot of companies here in Japan do business with China. So yeah, we have this bad cycle of society, but recently, due to the rise of the threat from China, a lot of companies are leaving China and shifting to our own country or elsewhere. So things are changing now. Yeah, but our media is left biased, but it's not too dangerous anymore because thanks to Abe administration, people just came back to like common sense pretty much. And the hatred towards our own country, just like the white guilt in America, we have a war guilt. And but the war guilt has kind of like it diminished. Is it diminished? Yeah, it became small now. Yep, yep, yep. Oh my gosh, it's been on. I almost said week for some reason. Something's wrong with me. It's almost. It's an hour now, so I have to go soon or now. Um, try not to make babies. Yes, exactly. Man, I yesterday I saw on the news that there are these some groups here that are trying to educate the young kids like how to have sex in school, but they did a survey and it was actually about 60% of the kids that answered the survey said that they want the education in school, like how to avoid getting pregnant and so forth. I'm like, just focus on your studies or just use all the protection that you can find. What's I don't know, man. Like, it's important, I guess, to gain knowledge, but it was just odd coming from my generation. Like we were fine without education. So yeah. This is why I enjoy listening to you and Nobita talk about Japanese affairs. According to the New York Times, Sankei is a far right and nationalist publication that denies genocides. Um, what's interesting is that the Washington Post, is it the Washington Post? Washington Post is a leftist one, right? What? I forget. Like, it's confusing. Like, there are so many things named Washington. Washington Post is the left side one, right? I don't know, but I think that was it. But they called me this. What was her name? Anne something. I made a video about her, but she wrote that I'm far right in her article about, I don't know, it was 2013 or 14 or somewhere around there, when I was focusing on Japan South Korea relations. I was making videos about it in Japanese, and also I made a few songs, right? And it was pretty like I was young, so I guess that it can trigger some people. But yeah, the media woman, the reporter wrote that I'm far right. I'm like, I'm just stating facts. So that was interesting. But the problem with the economy is the excessive regulation. Yeah, it's way too expensive to create new business, and it doesn't help that certain companies are too big to fail. Yeah, isn't it? Yeah, all this regulation is something that we need to think about. Yes, 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 yes. And another side to look at how Japan is, by the way, is I was watching this again psychology video this morning, and um like this guy was pointing out how Japanese people attack others way too much. If someone fails here in Japan, we don't accept that. One mistake, you're dead. Like, that's our culture, and it's becoming worse, I think, due to social media times. Like, people create this anonymous account, like they don't show their ID, right? Like they don't show their face or name, and they create this character online, and they attack like famous people or some people that are challenging themselves to create a company or do a business or whatever, like even political career. Those who challenge for their dreams, um, if they fail, then people just attack like very harshly, and that has become a problem. And it's part of the reasons why I think, or the guy was saying too, but it's part of the reasons why Japanese people are reluctant to take the risk and challenge. And yeah, we need to change that sort of you know sort of stuff too. Inflation is really bad in the US also. Gas and beef prices are through the roof. Beef too, due to the what you call like what you feed and so on. I like beef. Man, I love meat so much, but when I look at the animals, I feel really terrible. Like my heart breaks every time I realize like I'm taking lives. I'm sad, but then I love meat. Hmm. Anyway, sorry I skipped a lot of comments. Mm-mm. Wait, what? Do you need to bring an ID with you to vote in Japan? In America, you don't need an ID to vote. You just state your name and address to be checked with the register. What? So first of all, as I said, we get a ticket to bring. Like it's basically a postcard, and it is your ticket to vote. And you cannot get that ticket elsewhere. Like it directly sent to you from the city hall because they have all your information, right? So they have the database and it's strictly managed. So only you get that. But in case they check at the entrance of the voting place, like they they make sure that it's real, they put that into a small machine to check that it's genuine, and also they read, there's a barcode. Is it barcode in English? So the machine can read what's on there. So then they check with their laptop, oh, you are Yoko Ishii, okay? And so I'm like, yes, I am. And then so that's about it. But like, so it's basically your ID because it's sent to you, and there's no way that you can mess that up unless they make a mistake. Sometimes it's very rare, but it's one or two cases usually in Japan, I think. Like we do hear that, oh, that was sent to the same person twice or something like that, but it's pretty rare. So it's yeah, difficult. I need to go soon, but it's interesting what you guys are writing. What are your thoughts on the founding heritage stock of the US, aka Pilgrims, Anglo-Saxon Protestants that founded the country for their posterity, etc.? That's very difficult for me. Like, are you talking about the critical race theory, or sorry, I don't get that question very well. To practice pursuit of kanzen is a correct thing. Kanzen, yes. My prediction is midterms will be an unsatisfying at half and a half. Like Walker loses in Georgia, Oz loses in Philly, Carrie Lake loses, but Adam Laxalt wins in Nevada, and our wins Republicans win in Colorado. Yeah, I'm not familiar with like how each state is going. Like I did see some of the numbers though on Fox News. I wonder if they do like I wonder if our TV does the voting day special on TV. So then I could watch that and go on live and and see the result with you. Mm. Okay, anyway, I should get going. You have no idea how lucky you guys are that Hideyoshi defeated Christianity. Oh, true, true, true. Yeah, you need to fight the problems that you have. Is Black Lives Matter and Antifa a thing in Japan? By the way, I'm seeing spam bots in your comment section. I can't tell who is a bot like or troll or whatever. Because if it's in English, it's oh yeah, on this one. Okay, now I see. It's interesting that they come. Okay. Um, Black Lives Matter, liberals here tried to copy that, and they did a few times, but it didn't become big. Of course, because the majority of us are like Black lives. Like, where are Black people? where are they? Right? There are Black people too, but the percentage is just so small, you know? There, we don't get to see Black people much at all. I did have a Black friend, but he moved away back to this. Like he's now back in the States, and there are many foreigners in Tokyo, but I don't live in Tokyo, so yeah, big cities, you know, liberals can be active, but the majority of Japan is like it's not rural areas, you know. Of course there are lots of rural areas, but it's just suburb areas, and that's the standard for Japan in general. So like seeing from my view, and like, you know, lots of houses and so on, and just Japanese people living, and so we don't have race issues unless it's like a sanctuary place. It's not sanctuary, but there are some towns where Chinese dominate, and also I think Brazilians. There are lots of Brazilians too in somewhere around Toyota factory and so on. So that happens, but American sports they're almost all post retirement age. You think? But Obama became the president very early. And I don't know, like young people are so strong in America, even like activists or reporters, you know, here in Japan, it's way worse. So seeing from us, people look younger. You know what I mean? And of course, America is kind of similar to Japan, but Europeans, oh man, who's that Italian? Is it prime minister? I forget. People are young, like in the 30s and 40s, and they're leading, and it's like wow, 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 wow. Japanese communists did attack Dragon Quest for some reason. Ah, I see. It was an essay published on Shimbun Akahata this past October. Never mind Shimbun Akahata, because that's the newspaper of the Japanese Communist Party. Yep, that's it's a Shimbun Akahata is the real propaganda paper, like official propaganda paper, and there was a problem though before. Now it's getting solved, I think, but these communists were selling their newspaper to like officials, you know, like teachers union people and city hall people and so on, and they just make you buy their paper, and they were pretty much threatened, and that became a problem, like, you know. So then I think they should have stopped that, but yeah, by a communists here, they they bring up weird stuff, but yeah, what's interesting though is that all these communists, they are way older now, so what they state, you know, that what they want to insist doesn't echoes to younger generations, because we live in different culture now. So, oh, super chat. My husband is like, you cannot see that two super chat. I didn't even realize that he was watching this. Anyway, the usual. Ah, thank you. Sorry, modding on another channel right now. Thank you always for your support. I really, really, really appreciate it. You know, yen right now is weak, so it's even better, I think, to receive from overseas. Thank you so much and good luck with your modding. Bryson Gray is a really good Christian MAGA rapper that speaks the truth about a lot of issues, plus makes great music. You can find his song on YouTube. Bryson Gray. Oh, cool. Aren't there like some people that do that sort of things? There's a song called FBI Raid. Really? And let's go, Brandon. Gun toting patriot. Trump is your president. Cool. Yeah. I should make songs too. I used to make political songs for a while, but I stopped doing that because I think I grew a little too old for that. But part of me just wants to have fun though. But but right now the economy is bad, and when the economy is bad, people's atmosphere, like what you feel, the vibes in your society, it becomes very dark, and it's so hard to just make fun, you know so that's why I haven't been able to do that. I do feel energetic enough, I think, but it just feel wrong to make music right now. But musicians too should brighten up this society, so but I don't know. But thank you. Thank you so much for your super chat. I will check that out. Mm, okay. Hey, Yoko, as a creator, is it fun or interesting to you that your face is broadcasting around the world? My friend and I are watching you on my flat screen. What? Can you wave at my friends? We love you. Hello. Yeah, it's weird, right? My face is everywhere. Like it's only dozens of you, but my face is in your country. Now I'm blushing. I'm thinking about it. But it's something that I was watching this gamer, doing a live stream too. Like he was just showing his play, on his iPad, like a COD mobile. But he was saying the same thing, like right now over 100 people are listening to my voice simultaneously in their bedroom or living room or whatever. And like he was just thinking about it, Isn't that weird? But we're hanging out together. Oh man. Invention of America though. Like I can never thank America enough for inventing the internet. Man, amazing, amazing. Trump hates the Republican Senate nominee in Colorado. Really? He called him stupid and said Magaluno supporter. I like that sort of stuff in politics. Like so much drama. But I bet that he has good enough reason. Mm-mm-mm. And that's amazing that Trump has this much power. If the candidate isn't backed up by Trump, then the person cannot win. And that's like I'm so much into politics that sort of like political dynamics is what fascinates me. Like wow, like he's that powerful. Still don't trust Fox News for election night results. Oh, interesting. Okay. Oh man, I'm spending too much more time here. I need to go. It's Sunday here, and I should live the day. Thank you, guys. Thank you for the stream, Yoko. Thank you. Oh yeah, Anna Fifield. Yes, that's the name. Yes. She called me like a far right. like, like right wing. I'm like, I'm not a right wing. I am a conservative and a patriot, but I'm not a right wing. Yeah, but I made a long video about her. And I actually read the script too, because English is not my native language. So I wrote everything that I had to say to her, and I read and made a video. Yeah. Timple's latest song, Genocide Losing My Mind, is catchy. I like it. He makes songs too? I didn't know that. Wait, what? I don't even know. Like when I look at people on Twitter, I follow a lot of people from America, right? And but they say all these political things on their Twitter feed, and I can't really grasp the background of each of them, and they kind of look similar to one another, and I can't tell which person is doing what and so on. Like it's kind of hard to understand. But oh, he's a YouTuber. Okay. Born March 1986. That's my Japanese thing. I have to check the age first. It's a Japanese thing. We have to know the age. Like he's almost as old as me. Cool, cool, cool. Huh. Huh. Wait. If I click on this, what happens? No, not okay. What? It doesn't go to his YouTube. Okay, whatever. I'll check later. Thank you for the super chat. I appreciate it. Several Trump-backed candidates lost. Really? I wonder why. Thanks for the wait. Take care. I hope you have a productive day. Thank you. Yeah. Trump is refreshing. Yes, yes, yes. We appreciate your perspective. It helps reflect on our situation. Yes. Yeah, we gotta do it back and forth between us. It's always fun. Timcast IRL is a fantastic podcast. I've listened to it every night after work. Wow, every day. Hey, someone else does that too. What Tim? Lots of Tim. Wait, the same person? Timcast. Oh, this one. Is it by Tim Pool? Okay. Yeah. It's the internet generation, so it's cool that we get to, you know, because the media is no longer very analog, like we can all tune into the same thing like worldwide. Isn't that amazing? Like we can experience all the information together and there's no gap. And yeah, it's a huge step for the world peace, if there's such a thing. I think, because if you understand what's going on in each country, then we realize like where people are coming from. So yeah, stay. Thank you. I have to go. I should walk. Like I don't think I stepped out of this place for a few days now because I was making videos and also playing games, and yeah, I need to take care of my body. Thank you, Yoko. Have a great day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. You too. Wait, lastly, let's read that. Trump Kansas in cases. Georgia lost to where Republicans were annoyed by Trump bullying their otherwise successful politicians. Interesting. America. I really love American people's attitude, I guess it's I don't know. Like I feel like in TV shows and so on, things are exaggerated, but at the same time, sometimes I feel that it's not. So yeah, I enjoy all American stuff. Oh, Tashidele. Sorry, I didn't know this earlier. Okay. I gotta go, yo. Yes. Okay. Wait, what? 1,000? I mean, 10,000 steps? I thought it was only 5,000. What? 10,000? That's a lot. That is a lot. That's like I have to go to the city and walk from the station to this mall and then come home. Then that's over 10,000. Oh man, that would be an expensive walk. Anyway. You can try using a Telegram. There's a channel there that reports everything. Oh, I should use Telegram. Thank you for reminding that. I need to do that. Yeah. Go outside and touch grass. I need like dog friends, I think. I need to mingle with doggies and do that. Oh, thank you for your super chat. We will have a day-long stream during the election day. That's a long stream from a long-named person. Hammer. Okay. It's gonna be hard to remember that name, but Thank you for super chat. Hey, 5 miles. We use kilometers. We use kilometers. China real estate economy is collapsing now. Oh, I look into that. That's an important information. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. I have to go. We shall stay strong until we see you again. Yes. Stay safe. Thank you. Wait, what? I'm looking at the calendar of October. I haven't changed it. What? Yeah. Hopefully I get to live stream on the day of election. Okay. So if I'm not, then I'll be tweeting, I think, on that day. So make sure you are subscribed to this channel and also follow me on Twitter, Aranamiyako. Okay. I should get Telegram. Yes. Okay. Best exercise and mental hygiene. True. Okay. 30 kilometers? Yeah, probably. You could stay. No, I have to go. Collaborate. Yeah, I should check him out. Stacks, okay. Oh, wait. 8 kilometers? That's not much. Okay, anyway. I could keep talking to you forever, but I should go, okay? So thank you always for coming to my stream. I really appreciate every single one of you. And good luck with your election, okay? And if anything, reach out to me on Twitter, okay? We are ending now. We are ending now, but glad you. I guess that I was extending to get to, Dong girl, well, Downy girl. I can't read, sorry. But yeah, now we got you in time. See you. Okay, gonna go. Yes, 3 days. Yes. From Panama now tuning in. I'm planning my first ever trip to Japan later next year. That's great. Yes. Man, you gotta get ready. Watching my videos and streams. I will tell you what I can in the meantime, until you get ready. Yes. You're late. Okay. Let me go. Okay. Thank you. All right. Have a great day, guys, or have a good day, depending on where you are. Okay. Thank you again. And I'll talk to you soon. Okay. If you miss me, talk to me on Twitter. Okay.